Yeah, we are live now. Uh,
Hello everyone.
it,
Very good afternoon to all.
yeah, Shweta, can you repeat? Actually, we are just, there's some issue with your internet. Hello.
Okay. Hello everyone. Very good afternoon to all. Good afternoon, Agranshu sir. Good afternoon, our mentor. We are back with our session. Today we'll discuss about the project promotion and advertising our products. So now I request Agranshu sir to welcome our Vignesh Raja, mentor and today's speaker.
Okay, thank you, Shweta. And we welcome you, Vignesh ji, on one another important show by Jabalpur Smart City Incubation Center. Where we welcome you on behalf of Jabalpur Smart City. And definitely today's topic is very important. Advertising and promotions is one of the most important thing that the startup needs to learn how they need to actually promote and advertise their products, their services. And in this competitive market, in this competitive era, this is something most important that they need to learn. And today we have with us somebody who is so experienced. Sir has been is mentor with us. He has been, one of the guys who has been, into strategy consulting, who have been into mentoring, and the keynote speaker for so many important events. And today, this is really a matter of great pride for us that we have Vignesh ji with us to speak on this important topic, how we can how our startups can move for their advertising promotions, and what could be their different strategies that they need to adopt. So for all this, we have Vignesh ji with us. So Vignesh ji, I welcome you, and it's over to you now. Our startups have been waiting to, hear it from you how they can actually move for their move for their advertisings and promotion, and what are the latest trends that they can adopt. Vignesh ji.
Thank, thanks, Lord Fate, and thanks, Lord Akranshuji. It's a pleasure for me to be part of the Jabalpur team here, and I think you've been doing some very fabulous events in terms of sharing knowledge and bringing experts from different areas and domains. And it's indeed my honor and privilege to be here amongst you all and share my bit of learning from the industry. So, to share a quick brief about me, I've been in the business research and consulting industry. I've worked in manufacturing, I've worked in services and e-commerce space, and this on the space of branding, marketing, and the space, something which is very passionate for me. So I would like to share a very different take on the importance of it, and I would definitely bring across certain elements which are more important. While there are people in the industry who are brand managers and experts who can probably showcase a very different element to it, I would like to bring a very different take on what it really takes and the elements which are more important on a fundamental level. So I think that is what I would like to bring today's session. I understand that we will be limited by a 1 hour time frame, but I would be more than happy to share as much inputs and nuggets, and happy to explore possibilities in the future and support anyone who may have some specific queries at a later stage as well. So and another point I would also like to express is these sessions, beyond just being a typical Gyan session, I would like to be keeping it quite interactive, and I would like to have people participate in the discussion and make this more enriching. So I think that is the idea. So is there a, okay, let me see if I can start to share my screen. Okay,
Yeah,
give
yeah,
me a minute. I'm just going to be
yeah. Vignesh, you can
starting
share your screen.
yeah. And for people here, don't worry, it is not going to be a presentation slide to begin
Uh-huh.
with. It is a question slide which I'm going to be asking you all. So just confirm to me if the screen is visible to you all.
Yeah, yeah. Vignesh ji, it's
Okay,
visible.
yeah, great. So, can everyone here see the menti.com link here? So, on a very, very fundamental note, I understand that we have amongst us entrepreneurs who are running their own businesses. So, can I have people go onto their website, any link menti.com, and then use the code 77051674? Like I promised, it's important that people open up, and probably Agranshuji, you can probably confirm if the screen is visible and people are able to
Yeah.
see the details. So
Vignesh ji,
uh, yeah, sorry, sir, you want to say something?
no. Actually, I was just saying that it's visible
Uh-huh.
to everyone.
Okay.
Definitely.
So I would want people to start updating it in the inbox, so that we will start to see the information here, because this is supposed to be a live screen. As and when people update details, the system will update itself. It's a real time page. So may I request people to start filling this inbox in a minute? We will get to see the responses.
Yeah, definitely. Vignesh ji, meanwhile, there's, people will be definitely filling up their responses. और जो सबसे अच्छी बात ये है कि अभी होता ये है कि these sessions we keep a record of all our
Okay.
sessions, because sometimes it happens कि the timing that we keep it, most of the time it's we keep it to the comfort of our mentor. And then
Okay.
what our startups do, that when they get time, mostly after 5 o'clock or something like that, so mostly then they'll go for it. They'll just go through everything. So that's what most of the
Okay.
time they do, but still we have the crowd is already here, so people are
Okay.
just watching. Yeah.
Okay, then in that case, let me see if there is any response coming on the screen. Otherwise, because the intent is I want to understand the
Yeah,
nature
sure.
of business people step in, whether it is a B2B or a manufacturing or distribution, trading services, or they have a retail store, or are they doing any export or import business? So that was the idea and perspective. But if people are quite reticent, or probably this information will be filled later,
Oh,
then probably let me go to the presentation slide and then get going with the content. We will revisit the slide probably in due course. Maybe that might be a better idea. So okay, let me come back to my presentation screen slide, and we'll get the presentation on there. Okay, no worries at all. So okay. Okay, so I am having my presentation screen here. Please confirm to me if my screen is visible right now.
yeah, definitely, it's visible. Yeah. Vignesh, we can just go on to the actually the full screen mode, so that will be
Yeah,
much.
I made it.
Ji.
Perfect. Okay, in today's agenda of the discussion, we will focus keenly on a couple of areas. Let me move my presentation to the next screen. A minute, I think it should be there. Okay, so the agenda is importance of customer centricity, the key elements which make it up, and the tools and techniques. I think these are the three areas I want to showcase. And towards the end, I would also want to give some examples of how companies have leveraged in the form of some case studies or whatever. So that's something which I'll definitely want to showcase. Yeah, so the most important thing many times when people look at promotion, it's important that they look at it not just on customer. They will have to focus on positioning them in the market, the product per se, the industry, with the vendors and the competitors, because each and every bit of these will play a very active role. While the customer acquisition is the core element, it's important that how they position in the market is very, very important. So I think that's a very, very fundamental note I want to let you know of on the core part. And like I said, the customer centricity comes to a very, very important point. So I'm very sure each of you will understand, agree, and accept that we are in the nature of providing services, or generating or providing products, selling, distribution, retail store, could be anything. But the most important thing is everyone will agree that customer is at the heart and core of it. In such a scenario, how are you going to be looking at reaching out to the customer, and what kind of touch points are you looking to create? So a typical way is you may have probably, let's say if you have a retail store, you have the POS machines, and you will definitely have a connect with customers in a very different way. And in the basis of transactions, you will definitely know who your customers are and what is the nature of interaction you've been having. And if you have a call center, you know that you would have interacted with customers in a different way, and probably you definitely have certain additional information with the customer. If you have an e-commerce portal, it's imperative that you will have some additional information of the customer. And in these days and ages where the social commerce or probably the e-commerce is taking to more prevalence, and the digital marketing is coming to be a big boon, it's very important that what is your social connect which you have in the ecosystem. So and beyond that, if you have a call center, to what extent are you connecting? And if you are pretty large, what extent is your customer relationship management tool? So on a very, very fundamental level, the most important premise I would like to understand or make you all realize is the importance of understanding the customer. I think that's a very, very fundamental premise, because let's say if you are a startup or you already have been running business in some ways, you know the needs of customers. The customer profiling becomes very, very important to understand who your customers are. Probably this is where I would have loved to have the visual screen on, where I had some more questions on asking yourself who you are, like what is the nature of business you are in, and who are your customers. So once you understand this particular element, it will make your life easier and richer. So again, reiterating a couple of important points, putting it's very, very important that you put the customer in the center of or the thick of things, and then build the different touch points so that you can communicate in a different way. So a simple example here I would like to take is you have different stores which have recently, thanks to the COVID, a lot of people have again signed up with either Swiggy's or the Zomatos or probably the Grofers or Big Basket as well, where they want to reach out to as many customers. So what has typically happened is you need to have as much touch points so that you can increase your customer connect. And the most important thing is, while you have increased the touch point once, how are you constantly going to increase it? When you constantly interact with customers, are you going to send SMS? Are you going to send any email? Or are you going to call the customer and reach out? The most important thing is acquiring customer is something which is very, very, very challenging. But once you acquire, the second biggest challenge is retaining customers, so that your marketing cycle is easier, and you will be able to, the cost of marketing becomes cheaper and your revenue optimization becomes better. So all of it will help in two objectives: one, which is increasing your sales, and the second, which is increasing your marketing efficiency. And obviously the brand loyalty is something which is an eventual outcome for you. I think this is a very, very fundamental point I would want to express at this stage. I'll slowly come on to the importance of it. So you would have typically understood that if you are a startup yourself, acquiring new customers is going to be all the more challenging. But once you've acquired the customers, you probably will have to do very many things. How are you looking to optimize margins? How are you looking to optimize the existing customers? And how are you looking to focus on retaining existing customers? So you can focus on a whole lot of things in terms of upselling or cross-selling or increasing product usage. You can focus on all of these elements. But the most important thing is understand in which bucket or which space do these customers fall under. So which is where understanding or the current scheme of things, where do the customers fall under? So if you look at the customer dynamism, not every time you will have a very happy or delightful customer. So if you are an entrepreneur, you will know that this is where you will want to push all your customers towards. Unfortunately, you will have people in very different dimensions. You will have dissatisfied customers, or probably people who do not have any great preference over it. So in this framework, your objective or your eventual objective is to maximize your connect with the customers and make them delighted. So today we're not really talking about customer satisfaction. We are always talking about customer delight. I think that's the day we are here on today. So towards those elements, again, now focusing more a little bit towards your advertising and promotion. So yeah, 1 minute. Just confirm to me if my screen is visible.
No, Vignesh ji, it has just disappeared.
Oh, okay, give me a
And
minute. I'm just
yeah,
resharing it
yeah,
again.
yeah. Please, you can reshare
No.
it, and it will be much better, Vignesh ji. We can have it on full screen mode. Actually,
Oh, it
while
is on. Okay, was it
yeah,
not on full screen mode?
yeah, it was not on full screen mode actually that time.
Now, even
Uh,
even now.
Vignesh ji, no, no. Right now it's not. After you can use Alt tab, and when we'll have three options. So one of
Okay.
them will be, showcasing the complete screen. So if you can just select
Uh,
that one, because
I,
I think this is the this is I we have invited you for the first time on our show, and this is we are using StreamYard. It gives us a bit of different environment, so we
no,
can just yeah, we can just.
but interestingly, this is my current screen looks to me as it is sharing a full screen. If it is not, you will have to tell me what I have to do because
Yeah, yeah.
currently,
You can just yeah, Vignesh, you can just use Alt and Tab, and then you'll see three screens. So one of them
okay.
will be showcasing the full screen mode, in which so you can just select that full screen one. So it will be visible over here.
No,
Otherwise, we
it's already on the full screen mode only. But let me see if there is anything on right. Now
uh, this way we can work. Okay, not a problem.
is it? I mean, is it? Does it work now?
Although it's not on the full screen mode, but it will work. It's visible now. We can actually.
Okay, okay. Sorry about it, but I'm not too sure why. Probably we
No,
will.
no, no, not a problem at all, Vignesh. Okay, we can.
Okay. So now I would want to quickly showcase to you the elements on customer segmentation and personalizing customer experience. Towards this aspect, it's very important that you understand your customers better because while advertisement, promotion, all of these are equally important, the fundamental element is understanding who your customers are. So, which is why I'm deliberating this point time and again. You will want to understand more on who your customers are, what is it they like, what is it they want, what is their customer behavior, what is the purchase behavior, how has the email campaign work, and where do they stay, what is the preference like, and what are the products they like, what is their typical mannerism, or what are their typical habits, and what is the nature of device they use. So it might look that you're going a little bit more obtrusive in nature, but all of these will help in revising your strategy in some way. So let me move on to the other slide in terms of segmentation.
Sorry to
So
interrupt, but I
yeah,
want to ask a question
yeah,
that
please.
due to this pandemic, there are
Mhm.
different marketing strategies are there. But now in this situation, what are the different strategies that one startup have to follow to interact a new buyer, new customers for their digital services or digital products if they want to sell?
Okay, great. Thanks for bringing a very interesting perspective and question there. I would say that in these days and ages, people there's a massive shift towards virtual and digital. So, which means beyond. I mean, in a typical space, people have always believed that a physical is the most effective and important part. But we see that people are more shifting towards the digital means. But when I say digital, it could be the Twitters, and it could be your Instagram. It could be the social media marketing, and the entire gamut of it. Where especially, in fact, since you specifically picked on that particular element, let me quickly showcase some elements on the importance of social media marketing. And maybe I think I'll let me pause here and take another slide and showcase something here. Give me a minute. I'm going to be pausing here, and I'm going to be showcasing the importance of social media platform itself. Because what has happened today is people say that they want to promote through social media. All that is fine, but on a very fundamental level, they will have to understand why they are picking social media and the importance of staying online. So I think that's a very, very important part. Give me a minute. I'm looking at the
Sure, sure.
Yes,
appropriate
sure, sure.
slide, and then I also will, towards the interaction, showcase some interesting slides, which will also be, some initiatives which will be quite useful to you all. Give me a minute. I'm sharing another screen to you.
Yeah.
It's a different screen, but I'm hoping that the screen lands up
Yeah,
100%.
I'll add it, Vignesh ji.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah. So here, if you look at the image on the right hand side, you see that the data or importance of being online. So you see that every minute you have WhatsApp, you have look at the number of WhatsApp messages you get it or get on your inbox. Look at the time you spend on your devices. Look at the time or the applications which you check. So I'm very sure that everyone here attending this session is quite active in some way, whether it is checking Amazon or probably Instagram feeds, Spotify on the audio content, and I mean TikTok, not now, but LinkedIn and Facebook, and people who have the Microsoft Teams are using it quite extensively, but and also on the Zoom platforms. So what has typically happened is there has been a massive shift in the way people are consuming content today. So generally speaking, the go-to has always been the physical form, whether it is like the pamphlets or the newspapers or the local network and whatnot. But here, thanks to all these internet or like digital or social media or online platforms, we are able to promote our businesses in a very interesting manner. So YouTube is again a very classic case, because today if you want to pick any information, the basic thing is go check it out in Google and then check it out, or like get information. Or if you want to know something about a certain thing, you just again search on YouTube and get things done. So I think effectively what it means is a lot of people are accessing content there. So within the promotion or advertising part, two elements play a very, very important role. So here, which is search engine optimization and search engine marketing. So I'll quickly decipher these code to you all. Search engine optimization is more a content-based marketing. What it means is you need to have as much content on the basis of keyword what people search, and ensure that your content becomes richer every day. So what happens is, on a very, very fundamental level, people search the keywords. So which means that the keyword has to be sharper and effective. So is your business aligned on the keyword? Do you have adequate content? If people are searching for any information, does your website throw as much information back into the Google platforms? I think that is more on the search engine optimization part. Here it is, you do not do anything like a promotion. So the website, the content, the blog, or portals like your medium.com, all of these will act as a promotional material automatically, and you will not spend money towards it. So this is more for the long term. And coming to the short term, search engine marketing. So let us say, assume that you are a small business, or probably you are just a startup, which means you may not necessarily have as much content or probably search engine optimization done. So this is where you can actually promote through any of these platforms, and you can get your visibility done. So to give some perspective on it, you can promote your brand on Facebook, you can promote it on Instagram, and typically the cost would be anywhere between 100 200 rupees per day. I mean, that's a typical ballpark number. And if you're looking to promote it on a platform like LinkedIn, if you happen to be a B2B business, you may want to look at LinkedIn. The cost is going to be more towards 700 to 1,250, or 750 to 1,250. So here the difference, a quick difference, what you see here is a shift between the nature of business. So this is where I'm again taking you back to the fundamental question. Who are your customers? Are you a B2B company or are you a B2C company? If you happen to be a B2B company, you may benefit by promoting your business through a LinkedIn or something very similar. Whereas when you are a B2C company, when you are looking at people at large, when you're looking at people like, the typical mainstream people, you may want to consider any of the other social media platforms like your Facebook, Instagram, and probably YouTube as well. So beyond this, you also have things like Google Ads or Google AdWords, which you may want to explain. Okay, so here, this is a very interesting slide I want to show. This is what I mentioned to you on the social media platform comparison. So here, I have tried to show a whole host of social media platforms. And see, today we are talking about Facebook. Why is it I'm talking about Facebook? I don't have any, personal connect with Facebook. Only reason is you have the concept of monthly active users. This is a very, very powerful statement. So tomorrow, if let's say any other platforms, the social media platforms, have a better monthly active users, then you may prefer that against anything else. So on a fundamental basis, do not run behind any social media platforms only because everyone is doing it. Go because it is relevant to your business. So I think that is the very, very simple view I would like to give. And if any of you are focusing on any international business, you may want to focus on that platform which is more appropriate and relevant in that particular regions. So I think this is a very important point I want to make you all understand. And okay, how many of y'all have seen this link? I mean, Google My Business. Probably can people raise your hands or probably comment on it? Uh, I
Vignesh ji,
wish.
actually,
Yeah.
just. Actually, Vignesh ji, actually, we could not see the slides changing. Maybe because of, uh, you can just switch the mode, and if you can, because actually, yeah, rest everything we have been able to understand properly, the
Mm-hmm,
startups.
mm-hmm. Um, I wonder what is the issue, but was my slide not moving?
Yes, sir. That was the
Okay.
problem actually. Yeah. If you can
Is
just
the slide?
reshare it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
okay.
not a
So
problem.
were people able to see
Yes.
this slide?
Now, yeah, yeah. Top social messaging
Yeah,
platforms.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, correct.
Now,
Thank you, sir, for confirming that. Yeah, so this is what I was mentioning just now about the social media platforms. So when I'm talking about the various social media platforms, the most important thing is monthly active users. So
yeah.
the core element is we do not blindly go for any social media marketing just because everyone is promoting through Facebook. Look
Yes.
at what is the monthly active users in different platforms and who are the users. So if it is more, like I said, if your business is more aligned towards a B2C business, you may want to focus on it. Whereas if your business is more focused on a B2B, then probably you may want to focus on a very different platform. And like you said, the region, or probably if you have international business, or probably your customer segment is, or the geographic location is going to be different, then you may want to promote it accordingly. Because here in the Indian or the global perspective, we talk more about Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, and Messenger, but or Instagram. Whereas in the international side, you have other products like the social media platforms like WeChat or TikTok, Weibo. All of these are very popular in China. So if you are looking to promote your product there, then you may want to look at these elements as well. And in a very international context, Reddit and Snapchat are even more popular. So on the US markets. And the other regions, I mean, the other products are also there. So I mean, Telegram, for instance, is quite popular on different aspects. So I would say that reiterating these points, the monthly active users is something which is very important. And look at it where who your customers are, what are the nature of customers who are accessing these social media platforms. Is it aligned? And then put your money there. So do not blindly put in money because your friends are promoting through Facebook. So that's a specific point I would want to stress here. And again, probably stop share and reshare because I understand there is some issue with a screen. Okay, give me a minute. So now I'm going to be resharing again. Not too sure why this was coming through, but thanks, Granshul ji, for
Vignesh, we
letting
are
me
also
know.
thankful to you.
uh,
It's been, the half an hour of session with so beautiful insights, about promotions, about marketing, using different social media platforms, and importantly, the startups need to learn this, which social media platform they need to actually, market their product or use for promotions according to the customers actually they are dealing with. So that was the most
Absolutely.
important, because we don't have to actually, mostly it happens, if they go for any kind of social media marketing, mostly people say just go for the Facebook
Correct,
marketing,
correct, correct.
just go for so it's not something that you have to follow. You have to follow according to the customers that you are dealing with. So creating a right customer profile, and then according and reaching out to them through the means actually through which the customers are mostly engaged. That's what they really need to know. And it's been wonderful to listen all
Ah,
this, and definitely from you it's particularly so good, sir.
thanks also for your kind words. Yeah, I completely agree, and I think that's very, very important. In fact, I go to the extent of telling people that If you feel that your customers are not digital savvy, there's no point in you being digital, because at the end of the day, you're there to promote your business digitally. I mean, do not blindly do it. Do not put where your customers are. So in fact, again, on a completely other note, I want to take time to showcase people on Google My Business. Again, I wish people can probably open up or share some views, but maybe if it is not, I will still want to hear something or probably showcase something on the Google My Business platform. Many people think that you need to have a website. It is again not necessary. So this is a myth I want to debunk during this session right now. So the important thing is, as long as you are a business and you are an entity, do not think that you have to create a website immediately. While I understand that you will want to do it, the easiest thing you may want to do is you can thanks to Google My Business, you can create your profile in Google so that you are searchable. See, the most important thing, like I said today, is everyone goes to Google and searches for a particular product and solution. So to make yourself searchable, you do not need a website. I'm repeating again, you do not need a website. All you need to do is create a Google My Business page. It is free. You don't have to pay any money. Website, you have to spend a few 10,000s of rupees, but Google My Business is free. And the best part is within the Google My Business, you can create some details about your company, your company profile, what is your business offering, what is the service you do. You can showcase some details about your customers. You can showcase some details about the products or images or service offerings, and what time is your shop or your business open, what is the contact number you're reachable on. So I think these are some very interesting things you will want to do. And probably for the benefit of the audience, I'll probably stop and probably share the screen so that they get a picture or a feel of it as well. Give me a minute, because let it be as practically applicable rather than they see certain things on screen and then get away with. Give me a minute. I'm just going to be taking you all through another screen and.
Sure.
So,
but that definitely, Vigneshji, that's we have been always telling our startups, and sometimes it happens that if you start your business in a tier 2, tier 3 city, or your business is more likely towards the rural areas, then nobody is going to search you on internet. They have their different ways of actually searching for the things. They'll be more relying on the offline modes. So our ways to reach the customer should be more onto the offline side. So first, they definitely need to learn what is the best possible way that we can reach out to the customer, what the customer has been using, and accordingly, definitely they can move out for their promotions and marketing.
totally. So I'm quickly sharing some
Yeah,
the screen here, and maybe if one of you can type the startup or your company itself, you can probably test it here. So I mean, this is just a sample I've just taken here, and you can get to see certain details. So this is a typical way in which it looks. You can get to see the time, the location, the address, contact number, and some images as well. So let us say if you are promoting your business, you can load these details, and the people might actually raise some questions. I mean, some potential customers may want to reach out to you. So you can respond to your customers as well, and customers are also going to rank you, and they also will give some details on when is your product available, or like where, I mean, what is the time your business is active, live, or whatever. Give me a minute. I'll probably share another. So probably if here at this minute, if someone can tell me nature of their business, then probably I can search it here. So probably, Agranshu, so can you tell me some details about a company, incubate company here? We'll search and see if
yeah.
anyone is active here.
Yeah,
Any company?
definitely. We can search for, agriculture drone is something that is, we have one of the best, agriculture drone company in Jabalpur. They have
Okay.
developed the highest capacity drone in India. Their capacity is around 40 liters. So definitely, sir, that is something, that should be searched everywhere, and farmers must be looking forward to it. But again, the same thing that I was telling, they are now taking it to the people like farmers, where they're most into the offline mode. So that is the way they are reaching out. But definitely, This is something if we can look forward to it.
Okay, I'm actually searching for the agriculture drone. Is Abhay Singh the founder? Is it all
Yeah,
this drone
Abhay,
developer?
Abhay Singh Lodhi is also one of our incubity, and sir, even Abhinav Singh Thakur, I think might be visible there. So high capacity drone. Abhinav Singh Thakur is also one of the ORC Electronics is actually our incubity company. So they have
Uh,
developed the highest capacity drone out here.
okay. So I can see that the agriculture drone they have promoted on India Mart. I mean, let me
Yeah,
share it on screen for
yeah,
the
yeah,
benefit
sure.
of people here because it's important that I mean I wish I had known a little bit more about the nature of people, but yeah, but that is okay. Yeah, is the screen visible here?
Yeah, yeah, now it's visible,
Yeah.
Vignesh.
So here, okay. So now that I'm here on the screen, let me quickly share some details to people here. So agricultural drone. So what I have typically done is I have just searched for agricultural drone, and this is what I get. And so I can see that the startup has actually featured the products here, and I can get to see more details on what Google is throwing up. This is what is known as your advertising, or this is the Google's advertising page. So here, so what it means is if I have promoted my products through Google Ads or Google AdWords, I can get to see on the basis of keywords. So this is a classic example. Thank you, Granshuji, for sharing this particular product. But this gives me a good idea for people to showcase this idea and here on a real-time basis. So here, what I'm typically doing is I can see it is typically a B2B product, which is why it is promoted largely through IndiaMart, which is fine. But having said that, you have these ads as well. So tomorrow, if your startup wants or wishes to promote, they can get like spend some promotion and put it across here as well. So this is one possibility. I thought I will use this as an opportunity to showcase. So this is one quick element. But coming back to the Google My Page, I see that it is not featured here. Probably let me take some other example here. Probably some other product here and showcase for the benefit of people here. 1 minute. I'm just looking at the screen here.
Definitely a very important point you have highlighted, Vignesh ji. And because mostly what startups do, when you start up with an already they are lack of funds, so or they can't spend much on their websites and mobile applications. So we always suggest them start with the basics, and the Google definitely Google has also developed Google Lens also, so that also helps. Somebody finds a product, even if they don't know their its name, they can actually scan through it and they can find it out actually who is selling this product. So being onto the Google also helps so much to expand their business. So this is a very cost effective solution that startups can look forward at very beginning stages, and also they can continue with it for a very long period of time, because Google will remain the search engine for all of us, for definitely for everyone, for such a long
I,
period of time.
I agree. I completely agree. No, I think that's a very, very important point. And let me see if there is an example I can
Yeah.
show for another product. Again, I'm just taking another example. I'm not promoting any of these products or business. Let me
Yeah.
quickly, I'm trying to see if there is some example which I want to showcase. I mean, okay, so this screen which I'm sharing right now is of
Yeah.
a quite a prominent brand here in South India. Uh, so they have restaurants. So is my screen visible?
Yeah. Yeah. Screen is visible, Vignesh ji. Now we are
Okay,
just
okay. So
yeah, we are able
yeah,
to see it.
so this is what I was mentioning. There is a company or a business called as A2B, and A2B is Adyar Anand Bhavan, and they have retail store as well as they have products, and they also have restaurants. So here, when I mean the reason I picked this is to showcase some details about what will be showcased if you search on Google and in Google My Business. So you can see that 2008-34 Google reviews are there. What service options are available? So you can see that in-store shopping is possible, in-store pickup is possible, delivery is possible. Where is it located? The address, the time, whether it is available, contact number, and where you can order, and it also tells when. I mean, so today we are on the Thursday. So is it what is the nature of business? Is it like going to be very active or not too busy? And some details on the image and the review as well, and what people think about the product or service and solutions, and some additional photos which people can give. And here you can see website, directions, save and call. So if I, so this is a very powerful tool. So let us assume you are a business owner. You want people to reach out to you immediately. So if I'm checking here, the first thing I want to do is, can I call this person? Can I call this company?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
this is a very powerful tool. So all I'm saying is the importance of the customer interacting with you. See, when you're looking at advertising, promotion, all of these, which is the easiest or common factor by which customers can easily reach out to you? Because the more easy you make it for the customers to reach out to you, better is it for you to get more business. I mean, that's the reason. So this is a very powerful thing, and I purposely want to show it. And I'm very sure people are using it more often than not. And direction, obviously, and then the website. So let us say you already have a business over, I mean, a website beyond this. You can take people into the website as well, which is fine.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that you do not have to have a website. All I'm saying is look at the ways and means by which you can promote your business over and above what you're doing. That's about it. So at all. So like I said, there are limitless possibilities for you, but do not look at it in a very singular form factor. And okay, now I'm going to be showcasing some elements on when you look at advertising and promotion. There were two things which I thought I will showcase to you. I think the website is a very powerful tool. So give me a minute. I will tell you some details on how your website can be much more richer. So I'm going to be sharing the screen again. Confirm to me if the screen is visible.
Yeah. Yes. Vignesh. Definitely. And Vignesh ji, our startups have always been looking, the way you have been explaining by giving so many examples and directly, taking the startups to the live interactive, websites, the different kind of, the Google Forms and everything. So that really makes the session also interactive one. And this is what we have been actually, because maybe a simple a presentation may not cover everything, but this is something that we are practically telling them that this is the way you need to proceed, and it's been wonderful till now. It's been great.
Thanks, Agranshu ji, for your kind words. But yeah, like I mean, what I still miss is the interaction with people. I mean, I'm very sure probably interacting with people will be much more richer. But yeah, I completely agree. So in fact, I'm always a believer of showcasing things in practical. So and I feel this will be much more practically usable than showcasing around 5 or 10 slides and get done with it. So continuing with the promotion part, I see that website is a very powerful medium. And for those of you who feel you want to come out with a very interesting website, you need to have certain important elements cleared. So about us is something which is very important, because when I'm coming into your website, I need to know who are you, what is the history. So many people ask me, I'm just a startup, I'm just 1 year old, what is it I can promote about myself? So the question is, you are not alone. You may have 2-3 people, you may have advisors, you may have mentors, you may have guides, you may have people around you who can guide you. So you may want to take all the experience of people and then put it across. See, at the end of the day, it's about promoting your individual self and credibility. While individually you or your own startup might be very small, it doesn't really matter, because you may have yourself just 2-3 years experience, which is fine. But look at the collective possibility. Let's say you have 3 founders or co-founders, and each of you has 3 years experience. Then it is not just 3 years of experience or 1 year of startup experience. You have 9 years of experience, cumulative experience you have to express. And let's say you have another mentor or advisor or guide who has 15 years of industry experience. You can probably pull in all of that together and say that you have 25 years experience. I mean, the idea here is because at the end of the day, you're going to be making use of all because they are part of your journey. So to what extent you showcase these makes a very, very impactful point. So what you shared about here is the first step. Second step is focusing on product and service offering. When you look at product and service offering, I mean, it very much depends if you are a product company, if you're a manufacturer, if you're a distributor, or if you are on the other side of the spectrum where you focus on service offering. So identify on the basis of, so it's either product or a service. It may not be both, right? So very rarely, unless you want to become quite large and a different nature. So the core offering has to be very clear. If it's a product, very clearly focus your effort and energy towards showcase as much about the product, showcase some very interesting images, showcase some elements on for why your product is special. And on the service offering as well, you may want to focus on what is so special about your, I mean, what are the different service offerings you do, and I mean the credentials, why you. So these elements have to be done. Infrastructure is something again you may want to focus on. On the infrastructure part, you may want to showcase. It could be things like, probably if you have a product, if it's a food or a consumable product, you may definitely have to showcase details on FSSAI or some certifications, and probably the health and safety and security, and how big your manufacturing facility is, and what additional audits you've done or whatnot. I mean, it's more like the quality testing and everything. So, I mean, to give the importance, or to give the trust and credibility to people who look into the website. And the content part comes very, very important here. And this is where both, whether you're a B2B company or a B2C company, or a B2B2C company, you will definitely want to focus on what your customer wants. See, it's not about what you do, but always look at the customer. Why does the customer want to see your website? So it has to be interesting, it has to be imaginative, it has to be convincing, and it has to be of use to people. And this is what you can provide by newsletters, case studies, reports, technical reports. Technical reports, it is not for everyone, but if you are selling to another business, then you may want to come out with a technical report. So it's completely up to you on the nature of business. So in the case of the agricultural drone, it's a very classic case. You will want to showcase some more technical specification. You may want to tell details about why your product is good or better than the market, and what kind of testing have been done, what kind of case studies have done. So I think you will. It's very, very important, which is where, if you relate back to my first initial slide, understanding who your customers are becomes very, very important. So while I can always talk about anything, everything about making your content or business viral, that is immaterial. Most important thing is, do you understand your customer or not? If you're not understood your customer, then we are not going anywhere at all. That's a very, very fundamental element. So, which is why I am deliberating time and again on this element. I see some disturbance. Hello. Okay, so lastly, the awards, achievements, and testimonials are very, very important. And see, because anyone, just imagine, is landing onto your website, they will want to see what kind of additional credibility have they won any records, have they won, have they been acknowledged, have they been funded, have they been given grants, have they won any competition, because these are possibilities for you. So many instances, we as startups may take things for granted, we may not want to promote too much, but this is a great opportunity to showcase our skills and our USP in a very interesting form factor. So possibly you got some funding, you got some massive funding, or probably, so what it means is, all these are interesting points which will increase the credibility and trust factor in the front of the customer. And see, testimonials is something which is very, very important, especially if you are a B2C company. I'm not saying that is not important, but in fact, I would say it's important for any nature of company. But in the case of B2C, you do not have anything tangible. See, let's say in the case of services, you may be a transporting provider, or probably you run a service company. What it means is, how did you make the customer feel? So what did the customer feel? Did the customer was the customer very happy? The customer may have been very happy. Unless until that expression is coming out very openly, you cannot use it. So I would encourage that, if let us say you may be a startup, but I'm very sure that you service 20 customers, 5 customers, 1 customer. All you need is, are you promoting what the customer felt about getting your service offering. I think that's a very, very powerful tool. Like I said, I'm reiterating this point, both B2B and B2C, it's very important, but especially in the service business, it's very, very critical, because what you're selling is not a tangible product. It's not something like a toffee or a chocolate or anything, but it's a service. It's very intangible, which is why the trust and credibility quotient have to be all the more higher and higher, because you can't typically benchmark against another product. And obviously on the website part, it's very important that you not focus on your social media and other details as well. And lastly, how does the customer contact you? I think that's a very, very fundamental point. You may have created all the elements, but how does the customer contact you? All you have to do is probably share a contact number. Or today, in these days and ages, your website can have a simple integration with WhatsApp. So all these are limitless possibilities coming out. So I would encourage that you may want to look at these possibilities as well. So yeah, so this is on the website part. Yeah,
Definitely,
so
Vignesh ji, I just, actually we had a question very much linked to what you were explaining about the testimonials and everything. So testimonials are definitely very important, and when everything goes positive, it's very good. But we have a startup,
yeah,
one of the guys from a startup, Miss Harshita, she just wanted to know if a
yeah,
customer drops negative reviews on my product, how to deal with that. So
great.
that becomes very important. Yeah.
Great. Thanks a lot, Harshita. I just saw your message here.
Yeah.
For the benefit of the audience, let me
Yeah.
explain the question which Harshita has come out with. If any customer drops negative reviews on my product, how to deal with? So the most important thing is, it is fine, accept it. I mean, like, the most important thing is accepting it and empathizing with the customer. See, what happens is, we are very, very passionate about our product, and we do not like anyone telling anything about our product. So the easiest thing is to get angry about it. So do not get angry about it, because we don't really know what is running in the mind of a customer. So the easiest thing is, I mean, but having said that, it's also important to understand whether it was a customer itself. So which is where it is very important, because another thing you may also be wanting to be aware of is, was it really a customer, or was it a prankster who's trying to create a nuisance to you?
Yeah.
So I think that's a very, very important point. So here, what you will have to do, Arshita, is, so first thing is, acknowledge, agree, great, thanks for letting us know. I mean, the easiest thing is, you can say that, no, my product. See, you can actually act in a in any different way. There are different possibilities. One, you can say that,
Hello.
no, I do not accept. Hello, am I audible enough? Am I audible?
Yeah, actually, there was a disconnection, Vignesh ji, just a few minutes back, just a few
Okay.
seconds back. Actually, I think all three of us were, we were disconnected for a while. So, yeah,
Oh, am I
definitely.
audible now? Am I audible now?
Yeah, definitely,
Okay,
Vignesh
okay.
ji. Yeah,
Okay. So Harshita, to answer your question, you have many things you can do. One, you can say that you do not agree at all, which is an option still you have. Second option is, you can understand it from the customer standpoint and understand more about what has happened. So the easiest thing you may want to focus on is, ask the customer. Thanks. The most important thing is, accept that particular point. Ask the customer, thanks for letting us know on the review, and always empathize. Empathize is a very, very important point. We are sorry that you've had such an experience. However, we are looking to know more about what is the issue you're facing, and tell us more, because we don't really know what's the problem. So the easiest thing is, tell us more details about the issue at hand, because it could be anything. It could be a perception. It could be, or see, just imagine when you say about the product, probably Harshita, maybe we could always want to understand more on the issue itself, because when you're looking at a product, the product it undergoes different phases. You let us say you are a manufacturer, your product goes to a super stockist or a distributor, and then reaches a retailer, and the customer comes to the shop and picks the product. But unfortunately, it's not a fault from a manufacturer. Let us say the product during shifting or logistics have undergone some transformation, and probably the product is not fit for consumption. I mean, this is what could have happened. So in such a situation, you will have to do two things. One, inform the customer that, okay, this probably could have happened. and inform the people in the value chain how the product has to be handled so that you do not encounter such issues at all. So I think again addressing your points on that, Harshita, do not worry about it. All these will definitely happen, but the most important thing is understand from the customer what has actually happened, because your intent is like this customer, you will not want to encounter more such issues. And if there is any process issues in your site or in the value chain, it's very important to get it resolved. In fact, since you brought this particular point, which is where companies are very prudent in certain products, let's say food or certain products. Companies will go to the extent, you look into the product packaging, they will say that if the product is found puffy or whatever, if the product is like open or like pierced or anything, do not consume the product. Let us know. Communicate to us directly. I mean, this is something which the companies preempt and tell to the consumer. So you may want to see what is the kind of customer connect you will want to establish. So I think these are some elements you may want to focus on a product bit. But like you said, do not worry about it. The intent is the customer has had a very bad experience, so he or she is opening up to you. So first instance is you may want to understand whether that is a reality. Ask them to share some details, or probably ask the contact number and then ask them for additional information and see how you will want to resolve it. So do not put it under do not brush it off, because if you do such a thing, people will not accept. Because what happens is another important thing in the social media or anything is when you look at a negative remark, what people see is what has been the next course of action. So that's a very, very important point. If people think that, let us say, if you are an owner or probably the website administrator or some social media people, they will see what has been the next course of action and have they been responsive? Have they been attending to it? So I would say that do not worry about it. Yes, any company, every company, in fact, even the Airtels and Reliance of the world will definitely encounter this. Only thing is, how are you going to respond to it? I think that's the most fundamental element I would like to bring here. So do not worry about it. At the minute you empathize with the customer and make them realize you are with them to solve the problem, I think things are going to be easy for you. So don't really worry about it. And I would say that it's a good opportunity because the customers are coming. I mean, the minute customer, in fact, I mean, since you brought this particular point, I would like to give a simple example of my own personal experience. I think it's a lovely question again. So, I mean, I understand Devanshi's question, but before Devanshi's question, I will explain, like say the earlier question and come back. So I had a very poor experience with a biscuit or a wafer product. So what he did was I wrote back to the wafer company the email saying that your product, this particular batch, was not really good, and I think your product is I'm extremely disappointed with the product. And then immediately I get a follow-up response, and then they asked me to share some additional details from where did they buy, what was the issue, and how they could support. And then I explained to them the details, and you would not believe it. Within a week or 10 days, they sent another mail and asked me my address and sent me a new fresh product as well to tell me that, okay, no worries, we understand the issue, we are there to support you, and also ensuring that I do not promote anything untowardly as well. So I think companies, all I'm trying to reiterate is be very forthcoming in the way you're promoting, and then go ahead with the way you want to approach the customers. So that is my only view to it. Let me answer the next question. Devanshi, hello. Are we live? Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we on?
Okay.
Yes. I saw another question from Devanshi. Do traditional marketing strategies still work to increase sales? Thanks a lot, Devanshi. Again, a very, very interesting and pertinent question. So again, to address your question here, let's get back to the basics. The most important thing is when you look at traditional marketing, the traditional marketing has not really died down. The only thing is the opportunities for people have increased, meaning the channels for people to promote and things have increased. So when you look at traditional marketing, so since you brought this traditional marketing as a basis, let's take a simple example. Let me ask a simple question to you. Have you stopped watching television? A simple question. Have you stopped reading newspapers? Have you stopped listening to radio? So I think these the only thing is the flip has happened where people today are accessing to digital content more. It does not mean that the traditional content has died down. So let's look at any of your television channels. Let's say whether it's your Sony's or your Stars. So all of these are using like say the typical channels in a very big way. So take the case of IPL, take the case of any star television programs. So the only thing I would say is the market has expanded, the market has increased. So the ways by which you can promote has increased. So I would not say that the traditional markets have reduced or diminished. They have been there, but then there have been new markets which have opened up. So only thing is, what companies have seen is people generally want to watch television, I mean IPL through television, which is great. But then companies also understand that the same IPL can be accessed through a mobile device. So only thing is they are promoting through television as well, and as well as through mobile, and also on the website or anything. So the question is, all these are still active. The only thing is, where are your customers typically? So I think that is a very, very fundamental question. Is it that your customers have also shifted in line with it? So which is where once you understand more on the customer dynamism, you can target your promotional material accordingly. So in fact, I mean, I also wanted to showcase another interesting case which happened with Twitter, and I think it became a rage. So I think let me quickly share that screen, and maybe I will show a little bit more on that also. Give me a minute. I'm trying to showcase a screen of mine. Okay, is my screen visible? Hello? Is my screen visible? Can someone confirm my screen is visible? Hello? Is my screen visible? Aganshuji, can you confirm if my screen is visible?
I'm just sorry for a bit of the internet issue that we are having, audience, and even Vignesh ji, there was a bit of internet issue here, but definitely what we were talking about and answering to Devanshi, that traditional marketing strategies are still working. Previously, there was a time when we used to see Sahara's advertisement on the jerseys of our cricket players, and now we can see Baiju's everywhere. So the only the companies have changed, but why are they focusing on is still the traditional ways, going for the traditional ways, because still, as Vignesh ji said, we have not stopped watching television, we have not stopped reading newspapers. Still we have e-papers, but we still read newspapers, hard copies also. So it becomes as important to the number of options have increased, the reach has increased, definitely. So we are more into getting the customers. So that's the number of ways. So we are now in a world where we are in a much better world than what the season one entrepreneurs might be having. We are maybe the season two entrepreneurs who are having all these facilities. So definitely we should take advantage of all this.
I agree. So I agree totally. Thanks again for summarizing this particular bit. I would like to showcase one last bit before we wrap this session. I know we are running a little short on time, but I want to showcase some new age element which has happened. Maybe I'm not too sure if all of you have seen this, but the concept of virality. We all of us want to become famous, right? All of us want to make our products become great and live. So see, on the advertising marketing bit, how many of you are aware of Amul, right? Amul's advertising campaign. Everyone, when you look at that golden girl, the girl who comes in and there is an interesting meme. I think that's a very classic way. So again, I will quickly take the case of some virtual the memes which came through, and the concept of trending, virality, and all. So let me quickly show a screen for your benefit, and then
Yeah.
we'll discuss on it. I'm going to be sharing the screen again. I will try to showcase two sets of it. One, which is the first video which went live, and then
Yeah.
how the brands made use of it. So, I mean, the reason I'm making you all understand is it's very important that you have to look at opportunities around you and what is trending in the market. So, this happened 1 or 2 years back. Maybe some of you are aware of it. Are you guys aware of the bananas and 420 rupee story?
Oh, yeah. Dinesh ji,
Okay, so
but definitely our startups would definitely love to hear it from you.
great.
Though,
Okay, so let me start sharing the screen. The first
yeah,
one which I should going to show is the Twitter screen, where you will definitely see the popular Rahul Bose, the actor, and it's the first video. And then I'm going to show the second video. I mean, not a video, and how companies have leveraged on it. Give me a minute.
yes, yeah,
Yeah. So this is the
yes,
one.
Vignesh, yeah.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, Vignesh ji, it's visible now.
Great, great. I'm going to play this for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Four bananas one. This video went so viral, Vignesh ji.
Yeah. So okay, now okay. So now that you guys have seen this particular video, I'm going to showcase or share you something on what happened after that. So give me a minute. I'm going to be showing a couple more things which happened after that, and some very interesting things happened. And give me a minute. I'm going to be sharing those as well for your benefit. 1 minute. So the best part was every company completely made use of it. So give me a minute. So which means all it says is you will have to be a little watchful on opportunities which happen around you. So not necessarily you will have to create a virtual moment for yourself. Look at what you can do within. So I think that's a very powerful point I want to make you all understand. Give me a minute. I don't know whether my screen is visible right now as well. No, yes, no. So confirm to me
Uh,
if the screen is visible.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not visible right now. Uh, Vignesh ji, you can just share it again.
Okay, is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible now. We can
Okay,
share.
so here what happened was Nature's Basket again. Completely look at it. They're saying that don't worry about it. Like it's not 442, it is only 14 rupees. So look at the way how companies have smartly used it. So again, so this is one example. I'm going to show another one, and not just that. You will not believe it. This was made into a rage where almost very many companies. I mean, your Oyo, McDonald's, and like all different other people completely made use of it. So the question is, are you ready to make use of the opportunity? Okay, see here, Oyo, how is it related? All they've done is don't slip. For 442, you can get a whole room. Come on here, like I mean, it's completely related and unrelated. And
Yes, yes.
see, and I think this was Big Basket or someone else who said for 442, you get as many bananas.
As
So
it's bananas.
and you look
That's
at
so good.
Ola. So very smart one. They have their branding and color, that
Yes,
black and
yes.
yellow thing, and then they
Yeah.
say that don't worry, you won't go bananas over your bill. So and here look at how Amazon also have done. See, they did a
Yeah.
play with their logo. So I think
Yes.
the possibility is limitless. So I
I
think the
definitely.
question, the most important point I wanted you to focus or let you know is
Yes.
do
Yes.
not think that you will have to create a viral moment yourself. Look around,
Yeah.
and which is where
Yes.
current affairs or like being tuned, being so which is where the concept of listening. So earlier we were having the concept of listening, but now
Yes.
you will have to use the concept of social listening. So I think
Social
that's a very,
listening.
very important point. I think
That's
these
so.
were the additional points I wanted to showcase. There is one additional or one parting slide I want to showcase in terms of some
Definitely. Yeah.
additional tools you will want to use to
Yeah.
promote your business or brand. So give me a minute. I think I will be able to share the screen. Is the screen visible now?
Yes, Vigneshji, I can just
Okay. Okay.
share it. Yes.
Okay, so these are some very simple tools which I have enlisted for you. If you are a social, if you're a startup, these there are some tools which you can start to use to promote or advertise. You can use Canva. I'm sure some of you are already using it. In any kind of advertising and promotion, you will have certain things which are important. One, you need to have image, you need to have text, and then you need to have a template. So what Canva
Template.
does is it gives some very interesting tool template options, and the most important is it gives customized option for different social media platforms. Whether it is Instagram, the sizes will be different. You can create a poster specifically for Instagram. Go to LinkedIn, you can create a special size poster for LinkedIn. Go to
Yeah.
YouTube, you can come out with a separate content for YouTube. So the power of Canva is it gives social media content which is ready to be used across different social media platforms. They have both free and paid platforms. Don't worry, get started free, use it, and then see if you want to go for a expanded a premium. I think premium also will not cost more than 1,000 or 2,000 rupees per month. But yeah, I mean that is a that's an advantage which you have. The biggest advantage is you don't have to depend on a graphic designer. So that is the power of it. This coming to second website, which is Unsplash. You have a very very I mean Unsplash is a very very powerful tool. When I say Unsplash, you can get high quality images which are free. Normally royalty free images you can provide. You can use that. And coming to Toonly, what Toonly does is it gives very interesting animated explainer videos. So let us say if you are a B2B business and you want to explain some process or some table or some template or your business model, your franchisee or whatnot, you can use Toonly and create explainer videos, because like I said, today people are using content on visual format more. So you can create it using Toonly. Linktree, advantage of Linktree is using one particular Linktree. I mean, an ID. You can. So this is more like a digital business card, because what happens? You may want to show or share information about your website, your social media platforms, and all of it. But using only Linktree, you can show all your linkages on the social media platforms. So I think this is the power of Linktree. And lastly, Bitly is another powerful tool, a URL shortener. Whenever you're creating some detail, you may want to, I mean, you may see that the link can be very big. So let's say you're creating a survey form, it can become very big. So in those instances, or probably some invite link, it can become very big. So instead of that, you can actually reduce it by using bit.ly and then create some custom link. So here what I can do is bit.ly slash Vignesh Raja or bit.ly slash Jabalpur Smart Center. So I think a lot of possibilities are there. So this is something you may want to do. I will again stop share and come to a couple of other details. So I think other details, if you want to promote, I would say that you can probably look to Amazon B2B and probably Udaan as well, because those are quite useful. Because Udaan started as a company focused only on mobile and mobile phone accessories, but over course of time they have extended their reach to something over and beyond, where FMCG and all other products are also included. If you feel you want to reach out to retailers directly, you may want to use Udaan as well. So I think those are some points I thought I will want to share. And now I think I'm already running out of time. I'm more than happy to answer any questions, but I think I mean, for the scope of today's discussion, we are kind of as much covered. And right now, I would be quite keen to hear any questions, remarks, or any inputs, or any feedback, or probably if you guys want to open up and share your thoughts. I think I'll be more than happy to hear from you guys as well. So because I'll be the
Definitely.
person talking too much, and
No,
it'll be
no.
good to hear some people, some inputs from you all. And I
Like
mean, now it's a
definitely Vignesh ji,
question time. If I mean, I'll leave the forum open for questions and for people who will want to reach out later for any support. Yeah, I am accessible or I'm like reachable. Let me know if I can be of any help to you at any way as well. I'm more than happy to support you in any initiative. Yeah, so those are my signing off comments.
definitely.
But now I will leave the floor open for people to ask any questions, and I'm happy to answer them as well.
Definitely, Vignesh ji, it has been a wonderful session, and our startups definitely must be benefited so much with the today's session. The way things have proceeded, the way you have explained, and every time जो what we used to say ना कि करके दिखाएं तो ज़्यादा better रहता है. So that's what you have done. कि हमने सारी चीज़, we have explained everything by doing it. So definitely it will help a lot everyone to remember all this, and they can definitely follow all these things. Or bahut, and we have given a you have given a very practical examples, like
Yeah,
this is something that they should. And sometimes now we always need actually this. Yeah, at least this is something sometimes you have to revise, that we have been insisting so much that you go for it. Now we have a mentor with us and who's saying you need to do this and you'll have a better advantage of it. So definitely this has
so
turned out to be such a wonderful session.
thanks a lot, Akranshuji. I am a firm believer in Jo Dikta Wo Bikta. That's about it. So and
बिल्कुल, हाँ,
I strongly believe that we have to showcase to people and make them understand the importance. And it's easier. I mean, like
yes,
the most important thing is, so many times we are afraid of it. So the minute it is made in front of you, it's you will start to understand. It's a very simple thing. So yeah, so thanks again for the opportunity. Any more questions? I'm ready to take it up, and
yeah.
I'm more than happy to express anything further as well.
Yeah, yeah, but definitely, Vignesh ji, we already had some of the very important questions we have already taken up, and definitely, as you already said, the definitely being as our mentor, we would always love to reach out to you the best possible extent. If we have any kind of queries or any kind of support that our startup need, we'll definitely reach out to you, Vignesh ji. And on behalf of Jabalpur Smart City Incubation Center, we are so thankful to you for such a wonderful session on this important topic, promotion, advertising. And the sales is all about this. Once we are good in this, the sales are definitely gonna come. So it was as important for all of us. So once again, we are so thankful to you. Thanks for giving your precious time to us, Vignesh ji. And we would always love to reach out to you for any kind of difficulties, and or next important sessions. We feel our startup needs your support, so we'll definitely reach out to you.
Thanks a lot, Adransuji, and it's my like I said, it's my pleasure and privilege, and I feel all the more happy to interact and connect with entrepreneurs and students as well. So I think that's something which I constantly enjoy, because the minute the kind of mindset they bring is something which is very interesting, and I feel I act as a tool or a catalyst or an element whereby I can be part
Yes.
of their interesting journey. So I'm very happy and thankful that if I have contributed. In fact, the success of it would be to see if people who've been in the session, at least a few people can implement, apply, and put to use whatever we have suggested and recommended for their own businesses. I think that will be the success of the session. So I'll be looking forward to hear more on how you will want to leverage for your own businesses, because at the end of the day, you understand your business better and you understand your customer better. So once again, good luck, and wishing you the very best. And yeah, thanks a lot also to Barka for having invited
Yeah.
me and having me
Yes.
part of this as well. Thanks again, and I would
Thanks
be
so much, Vignesh ji. Thank you.
happy to be helping the team as well in future. Thanks again.
Thank you so much, Vignesh ji,
Thank
and
you.
thanks to all our viewers for connecting with us. Stay tuned. We'll be coming up with some another important sessions for your startup journey. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vignesh ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye, everyone. Do take
Thank you.
good
Thank
care
you.
of yourself. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.